Hey, greetings, everybody. What is going on? Just waiting for notifications to go out, letting everybody know that I am currently live now. And we'll talk a little bit about Boost Mobile. We'll talk a little bit about Mobile X. And we're going to talk a little bit about YouTube content creators. So hopefully you guys are ready for this. But nonetheless, welcome back. Glad to have you guys here. I know those moving backgrounds are a little weird sometimes. So anyhow, glad to have you guys in. If you're in here, feel free to say hello. Move you guys on with me. So there we have it. Glad to have you guys here. So like I said, we're going to be talking about Boost Mobile here. But before I get into that, just for you coming in and hanging out with me right there, little promo for you guys. You guys can check it out. Helium Mobile. You guys can sign up and get your first month for free using my code. That'll take care of your first month's bill and allow you to try them out for free. And if you want to go elsewhere, you can go elsewhere. But yeah, that's my gift to you guys. So anyhow, all right, let me get into Boost Mobile a little bit because it's such a weird thing. Hang on, just a little closer here, but it is such a weird thing that I'm seeing ever since the DirecTV acquiring Dish Network, and so many people believe that like Boost Mobile is merging into AT&T and Boost Mobile is going to be gone. Like, look, I know Boost Mobile has such a bad rep. The name in itself carries such a bad rep. I understand that. But at the same time, too, they are the fourth carrier. They are the fourth carrier. It's just so weird how things have turned out. Like, okay, put it this way. Dish acquires Boost Mobile. They build up Boost Infinite, their postpaid. So they build up Boost Infinite. They continue Boost Mobile as prepaid. They merge the brands together. I said it was still going to cause a lot of confusion because are you postpaid or are you prepaid? Last night watching Sneed Mobile Tech's podcast, and one of the things that they did mention on the panel, they were wondering why there was a credit check and ID verification for a prepaid service. And that's because I guess if you're going through financing, you're not technically prepaid, you're postpaid for some reason. Like my plan, because I've had my plan for a while, it's considered postpaid regardless with the brand unification. It's considered postpaid because it was postpaid before the brands unified. Any new account now, if you just sign up, bring your own device, get a SIM card, you're considered prepaid. I know my account's still considered postpaid because we use the services first. We pay once our bill cycle is over, and our bill is due 14 days after the end of our bill cycle. So we're postpaid, even though I'm not on the Infinite, iPhone Access plan or Galaxy plan. Postpaid. However, if you go for any of those, if you go for the Infinite Access iPhone plan, if you go for the Infinite Access Galaxy plan, you are postpaid. And to finance requires you to verify your identity and to, for them to check your credit to see if you are not a huge risk to finance a device to you. That's the reason for that, to kind of answer that question. But a lot of people think that Boost Mobile has ventured away, that Boost Mobile is part of AT&T and they're merging in and all that. I heard Boost Infinite was worse throttling than prepaid. Depends on which network access you're on. You gotta remember, they have MVNO agreements with AT&T and T-Mobile. And logically, AT&T and T-Mobile is not gonna allow them to have the best network access, much less give them a fully unlimited network access that competes against them, right? AT&T is not gonna wanna lose postpaid customers who are paying them monthly $70 to go to Boost Mobile and get the same type of network access for $25. So with the MVNO agreements with Boost Mobile right now, they don't they don't get the best network access. And so when you're considering throttling with your network access being even lower than prepaid, of course, it's going to be a shitty experience. The only way you're getting like full unlimited from everyone that has told me this is if you're on the Boost 5G network. If you're actually using a Rainbow SIM from Boost Mobile, one, it's not limited to 30 gigabytes. You can go over that because you're on their native network. So it just depends. Now, if you're living in an area that has access to the Rainbow SIM, then you should be good to go. But if not, yeah, you're going to be stuck on whichever network access you're on right now. And currently they're migrating and pushing people away from the T-Mobile network access because their agreement with T-Mobile ends in 2027, and I don't think they intend to renew an MVNO agreement with T-Mobile, as that's like one of their biggest competitors. So once 2027 rolls around, we should definitely start seeing like a huge battle between Boost Mobile and T-Mobile. But nonetheless, the rumors of them merging with AT&T, that's rumors, not true. Not true at all. EchoStar sold Dish Network. DirecTV is taking over Dish Network. They're no longer in the satellite TV business. They sold it for, I believe it was $1. $1 plus the debt that Dish Network had. Dish had a huge debt that was maturing as of November this year. Whatever Hail Mary play they did, it worked out in benefit for them because the debt is no longer theirs. They can focus a lot of their money into continuing the build out of the Boost 5G network. They got approval from the FCC. It's now extended to the end of 2026 to meet that call for the network build out. So now all Boost has got to do is just fix a lot of the other bullshit that they're doing. Get RCS up and running for their iPhone users who actually want to use RCS when messaging Android users. That's one of the reasons that those that have an iPhone, they really want RCS messages. Not because they think it's superior to iMessage, it's because it is a more safer connection to an Android user with RCS rather than the archaic SMS. But they don't even have a time frame of when they're going to have that done for their users. And on top of that, they need to start supporting full eSIM on Android devices, not just the Samsung Galaxy S24 series. More Android devices, Google Pixels, other Motorola devices that have eSIM need to be supported. Okay, it is sad when, the iPhone XS all the way up to the iPhone 16, you can activate eSIM on Boost Mobile, but you can't with every other Android device. It's got to be specific Android devices that they will allow eSIM activations. Hello, I have Metro by T-Mobile. Been with them about close to 10 years. Cool. So with that being said, for those who think that they're going to become part of AT&T, that's not happening. Boost Mobile is not going anywhere with that. They're using AT&T's network. Yes, that's true. But they're not merging with them. Not at all. Not anytime soon. So anyways. Here we go. Boost Mobile's website, get 50% off your first month. So they brought this promotion back on Boost Mobile. Hey, why not, right? Get your first month for $12.50. Yes, if you sign up with this, you are considered prepaid, not postpaid. As I said, postpaid users are considered postpaid users if they are on these plans right here, which does require ID verification to prove your identity, and then a credit check to prove if it's okay to take a risk on you financing any of the new the new iPhone or new Galaxy device. $65 a month, then you upgrade annually every year. Right. If you go on any of their older plans, right? $60 unlimited premium, 50 gigs of premium data, whether on AT&T or the T-Mobile network. That's for $60 a month. You get North America Connect. And you can finance. If you finance a device on here, you'd be considered postpaid. Same with the Unlimited Plus. On here, same. You don't get no discount off any of the devices. Like with the Unlimited Plus, you can get up to $300 off a device that you purchase, and $430 off a device that you purchase if you have the Unlimited Premium. On the regular base Unlimited plan, which is $25 a month, it's $30 a month without auto pay, $25 with auto pay, and yeah, you get no discount on the device, but you can still finance the device. But 30 gigs of premium data, that's what you get for $25. Okay, very similar to, you know, other plans out there that's like charging $25 for an unlimited plan. Very similar to, you know, in that instance. So yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're not merging with any company. I don't know why people thought that. That is not the case. They are not gone. They are not done with. They were not purchased by AT&T. It was only Dish Network. EchoStar runs Boost Mobile now. It's their company. They run it. They're doing what they're doing with it. And the only thing that I can see that's going to be super beneficial for Boost Mobile customers is if, in fact, when EchoStar decides to do direct-to-device connections, they have the capacity and the capability to do it. They already are in the business. They've launched satellites in orbit for a TV service. It would not hurt Boost Mobile to have a constellation of satellites to basically give direct-to-device connection. What up, Sneed? What's going on, man? So I don't see them selling off anytime soon, and they're not sold off to AT&T. I think one of the things that's sorely lacked in this world today is the concept of this really cool, fun activity. Okay, it's super fun, it's super cool, and yes, I'm being an asshole right now, but there's this thing called reading. Okay, reading helps you get a lot to understand of what's going on. And in all those articles that talked about, you know, the whole Dish Network DirecTV deal, if you read it all the way through, it would have told you that Boost Mobile was not part of this deal. Boost Mobile is ran separately from Dish Network, has nothing to do with them. This is them getting out of the satellite TV industry. This was them moving specifically into the telco industry and focusing on that, for that being their lucrative form of business. That's what it was. Jose, what's up, man? Welcome in. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it will be, and nothing more. So I really wish, and I'm saying this because, you know, like, I know, like, you guys haven't really said anything, right? This pertains to the ongoing topic discussion on my Facebook group for Boost Infinite, Boost Mobile. In that group, I have people posting, and they're like, Boost is merging with AT&T. Like, where do you guys get that? Like, where did that come from? And so my only thing is like, okay, maybe people have a hard time reading. Maybe reading is not their, you know, their forte, you know. It's not fundamentally in the front of their head to read articles all the way through. Even the boring parts. Don't skip the boring parts. Read all the way through. And you'll find out that Boost had nothing to do with that. I got 3 more months to go on Infant Mobile. Then I need to decide what's next for me. It has to be a Verizon-based MVNO. It's the only one that works well in my house. Well, that leads me on to my next subject that I'm going to be talking about, which is Mobile X. Mobile X recently making headway in news, and I still want to kind of get people to understand the context of the new unlimited plan, because it's not technically a new unlimited plan. It is an unlimited plan by trial. Okay. Now, if Mr. Atherton decides to keep this plan exactly the way that it is, $24.88 unlimited, he has such a high fighting chance for the heavy data users out there, right? The low data users, obviously, he's going to have that unlocked. He's got the best rates for the personalized access plan. We don't need to dabble into that so much, because most of the people that head to my channel here are more interested in unlimited plans. They want no safety net, no barriers, no barricades, no limitations. You guys want unlimited. I've heard you guys say it so many times. I understand. We're not arguing that point. We're not arguing that point at all. So, But this plan is only until December 31st. Okay, it says so right here in the fine print, and I'll put it in the chat. So I just copy it, paste it, enter it. Bam, that's from the fine print. And it tells you guys offers available through December 31st. Looks like my sister-in-law is coming over. If you will all please excuse me for 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, my apologies real quick. I had to step away just for a second. My sister-in-law is coming to get a package that was delivered to my house for her. And so I had to make sure that my dogs got put out in the backyard because they're going to go crazy buck wild barking. And she may need to borrow my car to take that package to her place. So I had to put my keys up so my son can grab it. That way no one bothers me. So anyways, yeah. Let's see. The hotspot is limited to 10 gigabytes on the Mobile X plan. Yeah, it is. It's limited to 10 gigabytes. Yep. So, you know, if you're someone that's trying to use your mobile phone data services as your home internet provider, then yeah, Visible would be your best bet. You wouldn't be able to do it on Mobile X. Me personally, I have home internet service. I don't really need to use my phone for a hotspot for anything. Not even like, you know, to connect a tablet. Like I have my iPad, which has my Helium mobile SIM inside of it for data connection. 10 gigabytes of data, for hotspot data, not a big deal for me. For some people, it might be. Let's see. US Mobile is really good. They include taxes and fees, and it's very easy to set up. Yeah. You know what the strangest thing is? Like, I can understand taxes and fees being a problem if it's like, you know, $7 to $8 in taxes and stuff like that. But like $1.50 is, to me, is just not a real big deal to complain about anything, honestly. But you know, everyone has their you know, their thoughts. 50 cents matters to people. 10 cents matters to people. So if it's like a penny more, people will complain. I get it. Totally cool. To each their own, right? But yeah, $24.88. And the reason why it's priced at $24.88 is because, you know, you can get this at Walmart. You can get this through the app. And so if you buy the SIM kit, you know, from Walmart, you know, with taxes, it's going to come up to become $25. That's why it's $24.88. Because the SIM kits are like $5 at Walmart. Okay, so if T-Mobile is like the best in your area, Danny, then Helium Mobile, because Helium Mobile does use T-Mobile's network, along with the Helium Mobile network, and you can earn crypto mapping. So, which, by the way, with Helium Mobile, you can actually prepay your bill with your earned mapping. Again, you would just have to go a different route. You would have to go and move all your earned rewards from your Helium account to your crypto wallet and connect your crypto wallet and prepay your month service or 2-month service or 3-month service in advance. So it's a little extra step, but it's back. You can do monthly prepayments on Helium Mobile, FYI. Anyways, but see, this is like the only thing that worries me about Mobile X. And I'm saying this, you know, I mean, I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Yes, I have insiders, but no, I haven't asked the insiders anything. As I know right now, they can't really say anything anyways, right? They got to be tight-lipped on all the plans that Mobile X is doing because, Peter Adderton is strategic in the things that he does, right? I know that they put forth this unlimited plan with no data limitations on it only because they are really, really now going after like Mint Mobile, Visible, Total by Verizon, US Mobile. They're going after them all. And having a 30 gigabyte limitation on it, obviously is something that every other MVNO just about does. So if they're going to stand out, they got to give something that's very different. Not very different, but at least, better for, the everyday users. And this unlimited plan is it. Like, this is a plan I wish that Mobile X would not get rid of or not revert back to the old one. Keep this plan. Keep this plan. If you're really trying to attract customers, like I know for a fact it's working. I know for a fact with my inside sources having a lot more workload for them because of the spike of people signing up and going for this unlimited plan. That is huge. So I can say that Mobile X does need to expand its expert care to handle the high volume of this. And it's still going on. It hasn't slowed down at all whatsoever. And that's all I can pretty much say. I can't go into full details exactly what's going on with expert care, but big shout out to them. And man, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Amazing. Just keep that in the back of your head. Guys and gals at expert care, you guys are doing awesome. It's tough. You'll get through it. Trust me, you will get through it. Okay. They want to compete. It's understandable. Yeah, it's understandable. But my only fear is, like I said, like I put it in the chat. My only fear is they revert back to the old stuff. And to me, that would be going a step backwards. So what do I think when it comes to this, right? Because this is in their fine print. That's in their fine print, and it tells you that the offer is available through December 31st, right? So it's up until New Year's Eve. Come January 1st, 2025, we don't know what they're going to do with this plan. Are they going to add this as another unlimited plan but raise the price? $24.88 for 30 gigabytes of high-speed data, and then like maybe $40 for fully unlimited or $50 fully unlimited. I don't know. I hope not. I hope it stays at 25, but that's wishful thinking. And some people will try to raid on my parade. Oh, you gotta think about it, Tito. It's only $25, man. They gotta keep it at 30 gigs. I don't care. I want unlimited. I want this to stay the way it is. 10 gigabytes of hotspot. I don't care. People can bitch and complain. It's only got 10 gigs. Visible gives you unlimited. Then go to fuck to unlimited with Visible. There's people that don't even use hotspot or they're not even trying to use their phone as a home internet router. So they don't care about unlimited hotspot, but they do care about unlimited data on their phone. I mean, this thing could be used in your phone. It could be used in a tablet. You can stick a Mobile X SIM card in an iPad and it runs just fine. Man, I hope this doesn't go anywhere. Honestly, I hope it doesn't go anywhere. I hope they keep to this. If they kill this plan January 1st, 2025, I will weep a small tear, a small green tear. Be like, oh, fun's over. So until then, yeah, I've been using Mobile X. I've been using it in my iPhone 11 Pro Max on LTE, and it does good. I think it does good. There's other things that's going on with Mobile X, and it fucking eats away at me because I can't tell you guys. Okay, it's not a super drastic big thing that affects everybody, but if I even say any more, you guys will catch on to what I'm talking about. And I can't tell you guys because it's not been announced by Mobile X yet, but I think people will like it. I can't even say what type of people will like it because it will give it away. Oh my God. Metro has an iPhone 13 for $99.99. Yeah, not ready to upgrade to the iPhone 13 yet. Like, my iPhone 12 still works good. I'm actually gonna take it in next month to get a battery swap done and put a fresh battery in it, and it'll be just fine. I won't upgrade to the iPhone 13 until the iPhone 12 is like, I can't use it anymore. Then I'll go to the iPhone 13 because that's my last resort for an iPhone. I know they're not bringing back physical SIM cards on iPhones, and I don't want to be deadlocked on eSIM. And it's just because some companies make it unbearable to switch devices. Now, if I quit doing YouTube and I quit posting videos about smartphones, then I won't give a shit to be on eSIM then, because when I put eSIM on a device, it's going to be on it for a while. Just to be fair about things. But that's cool. That's a pretty damn good deal, though. So anybody else that's on Metro that's looking for an iPhone 13, $100. Basically, you pay the $99.99, but you got to pay the sales taxes on the full retail value, right? So if the iPhone 13 is like, say, $400, then you got to pay the sales tax on $400 plus the $99. So it'd be $99 plus whatever the sales tax is. So let's say the sales tax on a $400 phone is $86. So then you're going to be paying $186 to get the iPhone 13. That's like, it's so weird the way that they do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be. But until then, I don't mind using the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I really like this phone. This phone is really cool. Really cool. And like, yeah, it doesn't have the squared update stuff, but I ain't too worried about it. Only on copy of Metro is you got to be on their Flex Plus. Nah, didn't catch my ass with that. I'm not going to their Flex Plus. I'm gonna stay my ass. Like literally, I'm going to stay on the $25 unlimited plan. You know what they're gonna have to do? They're gonna have to really screw me over, and in which if they screw me over as it's happening, I will record it and post it to YouTube for the world to see. So Metro better not fuck me out of my $25 plan, because they're known to do that. They're known that if you've been on that plan and you're benefiting it and they want to force you onto something that you pay more on, they will do some bullshit to screw you out of your plan. This is why, like, I'm very careful with SIM swapping on Metro. They try to get you on Metro. One day I'll record it and I'll post it as a YouTube Shorts. But like when you go in to do a SIM swap and you put in the IMEI, you do all that. Right when you go to completing the device swap transaction, it will tell you that your plan is not compatible to upgrade to a new plan. Do not follow that. What you should do is exit, close out your browser, and go back in through it again. If you go, oh, my $25 plan is not compatible with this device, let me change it and select their Flex. You just threw away your $25 unlimited plan, which is a promo plan. Yes, a $25 unlimited plan is tremendous. Never had a problem with switching phones on that plan. When you do it through on PC, you'll see every now and then. Now, I don't know how often you're changing devices, but I'll be honest with you guys. I am stupidly changing devices like every day. I know Metro hates my guts because they're like, fuck, this guy's changing his phone again. I got phones on my desk I like using, and one day I like using this phone, and maybe a couple days later I want to use my Moto G Stylus 2024, so I'll swap my SIM from my iPhone 11 Pro Max into the, well, it's not even on that. The Metro SIM is in my Pixel 4 XL, but I'll swap it into the, the Moto G Stylus. Like I switch devices, and I know they know that. They hate me for it. So like every now and then that little thing will pop up. It doesn't pop up every time that I'm device swapping, but every now and then it will. The reason why that I use PC is like you could use the Metro app. There's just a weirdness to that. I know that it's almost as easy as using the website, but I just rather use the website. And plus, too, the history of my website has all my IMEI. So when I click the little area to input the IMEI, it drops down with like every IMEI of my device I've ever put on Metro. So I just find the one that's for the phone I'm going to use, click it, and then hit next. Addiction for smartphone using? Yeah, I did drop a little video letting you guys know that I'm an addict. Yep. So those are the two things I wanted to talk about really on the tech side. I am switching up to just going into the YouTube content creator side, and something that I found on X that happened recently, and I'm just curious as to what the hell's going on with that. And this involves a content creator, and you guys may know him, Ace Lucero Tech. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with with his recent posts and everything like that. It seems like Android Digest, I think it's who it is, has some beef with him or whatever. I'm not sure. It's such a crazy thing. Such a crazy thing that's going on. Let me we'll screen share this so you guys can see or follow along with what's going on, honestly. All right. So big shout out to Ace Lucero Tech. If you guys didn't know, he recently hit 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, so there's people that's like weighing in on it. So anyways, yeah, he hit 100,000 subscribers. Big shout out to him in reaching that milestone. The problem is like you can see on this post right here, right? He is trying to, I guess, convey to people, because it looks like that people are accusing him of, buying subs, buying views. I mean, I don't know how all that shit works. I mean, I get the idea of it. It's just like, I mean, I don't know how YouTube doesn't catch those things. I'm always afraid of YouTube thinking that something you're doing is illegal, and so they will, they'll shut down your account, right? Even after what happened to B-Tech Review, you guys remember what happened to B-Tech? They went after his channel on something, and he was like in fear of losing his channel. So I'm always on the edge when it comes to YouTube and that type of stuff. So I don't know about all this, buying subs, buying views, and all that stuff works. I always figured, you definitely can get caught doing that. Like, I know that my view counts are low, so of course it would be very, very suspicious if, like, one day my views went from a couple of hundred views to, like, 50,000 views on one of my new videos, and then the videos after that only drop back down to like a couple of hundred. That'd be very suspicious, Like, I had one guy who literally like said the same thing to me. He was like, "Oh, it's weird. You have 13,000 subscribers and you only get like 100 views and maybe like 10 or 16 likes on your videos." So then he, like, in so many ways, he just directly came out and said that, looks like you're buying views. I'm not buying views. First of all, if you think that I got 13,000 subscribers overnight, you are sadly mistaken. As much as people would make fun of me for it or laugh at me, these 13,000 subscribers that I got was in a span of over a decade. From 2011 till now, it took me that long to get to 13,100 subscribers. This was not overnight. So my previous videos where I talked about, how to root the ZTE Boost Max, how to root the ZTE Warp Elite, all those things, yes, they got a high amount of views because back then, jailbreaking and custom ROMing and rooting Android devices was a very popular thing. Now no one gives a shit because Android has evolved so much that you can customize it without the need to root the phone. The only reason you would root the phone is to remove bloatware apps or to bypass some sort of a block, right? Like maybe hotspot block. If you had a rooted phone, you could bypass it and use your device for hotspot. Even though if it's limited to 10 gigabytes, you can use your entire actual mobile data access for your hotspot. If you know how to root and use safety net to hide your root, you're able to do it. That's probably like the only reason why people root their device nowadays. But nowadays no one really cares about that. They just care about iPhone review, Pixel review. What type of shit are you going to talk about Boost Mobile? What type of shit you're going to talk about Visible? That's all people care about today in the tech space, really. So my channel, and I'll say this, and I wouldn't sit here and argue with people because I really don't give a shit if people believe me or not. But I've never paid a single fucking penny to have anyone sub to my channel, like my video, or comment my video. I don't. I am like probably in the very bottom of the barrel, growing very slowly on YouTube. And that's totally fine with me because the growth is fun, the struggle is fun, and creating content is fun, and podcasting is fun. That's all I really care about. But in this instance, he's being accused. Ace is being, accused of buying subscribers and stuff like that. And so, he's kind of defending himself there. You have this post from Digest Android, and I guess they're looking at, Ace's analytics and comparing it. Weekly subscribers gained. And then, they're looking at the subscribers gained afterwards. And it's like, okay, it is what it is. So they're kind of going back and forth. You got people that's like weighing in on it, telling him it's not a good look. Like, they still continuing to go on. 55 minutes ago when they're going in on it still. See, here's my thing when it comes to YouTube, right? Like, people are going to do what they're going to do, okay? I know there's certain people that paid to get a high subscriber count. There were those that only had 5,000 subscribers 2 years ago and then bumped all the way up to like 30,000 subscribers in less than a month. And today, they still got that subscriber count, but their views have dropped. So they're no longer hitting over 1,000 views on videos and stuff like that. And so you really could tell who actually did, I guess, quote unquote, cheat the system and who's playing by the rules. But the thing is, like, why do people care? Why do people care if a content creator did kind of cheat the system? Because they have to be the ones that worry about if YouTube comes down on them and decides to, pull police mode and go after them and shut their channel down. Why does it matter to any of us? Like, I don't spend my time worrying about if somebody paid for subscribers or paid for views. I don't give a shit. If somebody hit 100,000 subscribers and they fully paid for every subscriber they got in the last month, I'm still going to congratulate them. Like, hey, you made it to 100,000. Great. I shouldn't ever really see them complain as if they're still pulling the same types of views that they were pulling when they only had 300 subscribers, because then they're only giving themselves away that they kind of cheated the system. Every day it's a fight on YouTube. Yes, I understand it. It's a fight to get somebody's view. It's a fight to get somebody's support. There's people who will support this content creator and hit them up with super chats and everything like that under the sun. And you could be doing the same thing and they will barely give you scraps. It's the game of YouTube. This is what happens on YouTube. But if you solely focus yourself on getting money in that form or fashion, you're doomed to fall. If you don't fucking love what you're doing with this, you're doomed to fall. You're going to fail. You're going to fall flat on your face. It's done. Over. Pauhana's KO. You're done. You got to love doing this. And that's the reason why I keep doing this. No matter what happens, I keep doing this. No one can like my shit today. Every video I put out this week can get less than 100 views. And I'm still going to pump videos out tomorrow because this is what I love to do. I love podcasting. I love making content about the smartphones that I have and sharing my experience and my thought processes to somebody out there who may appreciate how I approach mobile tech and look at it. So at the end of the day, I'm not worried about the next creators. I actually like seeing creators grow. I like seeing Sneed Mobile Tech's channel grow from what it was 4 or 5 years ago to what it is now. And I was there watching every step of the way. I watched Ricky's channel grow. I watched Carlos's channel grow. I watched B-Tech's channel grow. I watched CV-Tech's channel grow. I watched all these guys that I enjoyed watching their content grow. Not ever one time did I ever feel like, they left me in the dust. Fuck them. Never felt that way. I always looked at it like, great, they're getting up there. Good for them, and keep going. Because having that ill intent does no good for you. And it just makes you sound so fucking corny. You want people to follow you, find what's good for you. It's an ever revolving door for my channel. Some days people like it that I type out an actual synopsis of the video in the description. And all of a sudden, the algorithm loves me and my videos is being pushed around. And then the algorithm's like, fuck Tito today. Now we're going to slow down his video growth. It's all algorithm. You just have to manipulate the system and finding out what the algorithm wants from you and then do that to get the algorithm to back you. That's all you got to do. There are tools. Now, there's tools to promote your videos. YouTube does allow you to pay a certain amount of money to them, and they will promote your videos in the featured videos, right? This is getting you out there. There's a lot of content creators on YouTube. YouTube is overly fucking saturated. The tech space, what we're in, is overly saturated. In the last 7 years, there's been a lot of people that's like, wow, being a content creator on YouTube sure looks fun. I'm going to open my channel and I'm going to do it. Half of them stopped. There are like content creators that I haven't seen a fucking video from them in 4 years. And there's other ones that are still pumping out videos today. Right? To anyone who's thinking about becoming a content creator on YouTube, let me say this. If you're going to do it and you're going to try to make a living off of it, you better have something that makes people gravitate towards you. Because if not, it is very hard to break through. It was very hard to break through. It's very hard to get to where I'm at right now, unless you get that one good viral video. I always joke around with my family. I'm like, I'm going to have a viral video one day. It's when I decide to run butt naked down Central Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona, with a pixel taped to my crotch and an iPhone taped to my ass crack. And that's going to get viral because people are going to laugh at this jackass running down the street. But do I really have to belittle myself and lower myself down to that just to get that type of views? No. I will fight for my little space in YouTube, but it's not a battle where I want to cut the throats of everybody else around me. And so when I see stuff like this is the reason why. I'll be honest with everyone. This is the reason why that I'm very hesitant to collaborate with other content creators because of shit like this. Arguments over something as petty as you cheated, you bought subscribers, you bought views. Who fucking cares? If your channel is doing successful, that's what you should only be focused on. We can't sit here and say for a fact that this man bought subscribers or bought views. We can't. We can assume it. We can say that the stars aligned and did it, but we really cannot say he did. We don't see his bank statement. We don't see his emails. What's going on? So we cannot say it. It's like you got to catch him with the gun in the hand type of thing. You're not. But at the end of the day, why are we even playing fucking Inspector Gadget trying to find out if he did or didn't? Like, who cares? His channel, his show, his videos, let him do his thing, and you worry and focus on your own craft. Why is that so fucking hard for people to understand? Why is everything got to be drama in the damn tech space? Like, that's the thing that irks the fuck out of me. Can we let go of that bullshit and just fucking make videos about tech? Where the fuck is everybody that wants to collaborate together and have fun talking about tech? You guys see how much fun Sneed has on his channel? The stream yesterday, having all those guys on there on a panel and having discussions about Boost Mobile, about Verizon, about T-Mobile. That's what needs to happen today. I have a lot of fun when I collaborate with B-Tech, when I collaborate with him. Where the fuck is Latrell? Off in La La Land? You know, I miss having the days that we used to collab with Latrell on his live streams. And no, I'm not mad at Latrell. For people to be like, oh my God, he fucking called out Latrell. No, Latrell's doing his own thing and living life. A big shout out to him, man. I love him. He's awesome. If you guys are not subscribed to his channel, subscribe to him. He doesn't put out content every day, but you know, when he does, he makes it count. But that's what I'm saying is like we need more collaborations. We need more of a unity. We need more, you know, podcast shows with people jumping on each other's shows. Like this is how you help grow. You know, there's fans that Sneed has that probably never fucking heard about me. And if I jumped on his podcast with him, that I do, very rarely I do it. I make it where it's like a special occasion, you know? And there's times where Sneed jumps on my live stream, and we have all these talks, and we chat it up. Google Pixels, you know, Dish Network, or no longer Dish Network because they're gone, but you know, Boost Mobile and all that type of stuff. Like we have these conversations and things like that, and you know, it's great. Carlos pops in once in a blue moon when the blood moon is out and vampires are lurking, and Carlos will come out. He's in my chat feeds sometimes. Sometimes he's just watching and doing his own thing because he's a very busy guy. Life hasn't really been great to us these past 4 years, and a lot of us are feeling the pinch. So, but seeing stuff like this, I frown upon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, first of all, I'll be honest with everybody. Fucking AdSense pays diddly shit. So if people are like, you are fucking doing this for AdSense, that's ridiculous. The best way for you to be a content creator on YouTube and to make good amount of money is to get sponsored by a company. And then you're making bank. And you need more than one sponsor. Okay? You need more than one sponsor. AdSense pays shit. And people want to know, well, how much do you make, Tito? I make anywhere from like $150 to at most $300, $400, $500 at max. I've never really tapped over $1,000. Okay, so that should tell you. Now look at my stats in my videos; they're not the greatest. Obviously, that tells you with just that little bit of stats, I make anywhere from like $100 to $500. That's it. Okay. Previous past sponsors that I've had is what's gained me things that there's like a payment over $1,000, right? Like the earbuds that I linked up and told people to use my promo code and my affiliate link to get you one of these earbuds, and people have used it, and I've maybe seen 1, 2, or 3 paydays from them, and it's like $1,500, $1,200, $3,000. It's sponsors, okay? It's sponsors that get you paid if that's what you want to do. If you want to make extra side money doing this, that's what gets you paid. AdSense don't pay you shit. So why are people even fucking worried if somebody bought? Like, stay in your lane. And I don't mean stay in your lane like what you talk about. Stay the fuck in your lane. Like, focus on your shit. That's all the advice I would tell anybody out there. And I'm sorry if I'm cussing, if I sound like an asshole, if I'm like ranting right now. But seriously, like, the YouTube tech space is something that I've been a part of for so many years. If you didn't know that, then fine. Now you know. I've been around since 2000. I've been around since 2009. I've been around since then. I've been watching since then. I made a push to try this shit in 2011. I put everything into this. Back then, everything was all about it. My time, editing videos, trying to make it work with being a broke-ass son of a bitch that didn't have money to burn to buy a bunch of shit. And I had to make it work with whatever little bit of things that I had and fought every fucking day to make it that way. Climbed up the ranks, got new people involved, worked with other people and made friends on this damn platform to have people come and start some shit like this and try to fucking tear it all down? Like, are you kidding me? This is the shit that pisses. This is why people don't have faith in creators that grow much bigger. They feel like that they're sharks swimming to the top and holding everybody under the fucking water. This is why they feel that way, because of bullshit like this. This argument does not need to happen. It doesn't. You want to say he bought followers? Fine, he bought followers. He's going to defend himself and swear he didn't buy followers. That's his right to. No one is. The truth will only come out if the person that is speaking the truth decides to tell the truth. Okay? And if he didn't buy anything, if he didn't buy subscribers, if he didn't buy views, and he's telling the truth, he's telling the truth. Accept it. It may not be the truth that you want, but it is the truth. And if he did buy it, his channel will reflect it. He will have to be the one to deal with it. Who cares? And this is kind of the reason that if I sounded emo last year, into this year, into the year before that, and I was thinking about quitting, this was why. Seeing shit like this is so bad. It's such a bad taste. Like, we don't need this in the tech space. Anyone could sit there and say that I'm being unrealistic. Oh, you're not fighting for every view the way you should be? You're cheering on other content creators? Why? Why can't I cheer on B-Tech Reviews? Why can't I cheer for Sneed Mobile Tech? Why can't I cheer for Ricky? Why can't I cheer for these guys? Why does it have to be an enemy type of thing? So what? I get 100 views. I'm happy for every one of those 100 fucking views I get. I don't look at it like, oh my God, it's so small. Shit, what am I going to do with that? Because nobody has to take time out of their day. Nobody does. Nobody has to take time out of their day to watch your video. Everybody, you guys we've been watching right now, know. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. You guys know when I say this. You guys have other things that you guys could do that's probably more important or more entertaining, and yet you're sitting here and you're listening to me rant on about this shit. I guess Ace Tech is that important to them. I don't get it. Like, so the man celebrated 100,000 subscribers. Let that man have a celebration. I mean, should I expect this if I hit 100,000 subscribers in like 20 years from now? Because at my growth rate, it's probably 20 years from now that I'll be old as fuck, gray hair with my cane and a freaking arched back doing YouTube, and I'll probably hit my 100K. But you know what? When I die, I'm gonna die fucking smiling that I hit it. I will get to my 100,000 subscriber mark. I will probably get there. More than likely will. 1 million subscribers? Hey, that would be great. I don't care, but the day that I cross that, I know I can go to my grave smiling that I did it. But that's why I focus on what I do. I'm not anti-social that I don't want to work with anybody. I'm just cautious of who the fuck I work with. I only have a handful of people that I trust. They know who they are because I've worked with them. I've simulcasted with them. You know, I appear in their live streams. I comment in their chats. Sometimes I don't want to be involved in it because I want the focus to be on them. So I'll tell them, like, I'll be in the chat. I'll be posting chats. I'll be making this shit engaging. So you stay where you are and climb higher in YouTube. And that's all that I do, and showing my support to everybody that I want to show support to. But this argument type stuff and shitting on someone because they reached a milestone, like, have we really come that bad? I really wish that people would think for a second. Forget trying to fight back with me or talk shit to me because I'm saying shit about this, okay? Really, like, get the fuck off social media and off every electronic device. Go find a park, sit the fuck down, and think for a second. And is this what you really, really want to see in the tech space? Because for me, I don't want to see this. I want to see everybody collaborating. Like, honestly, I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words for some of this stuff, and I let my emotions slip. But man, this is, it's kind of irking. Like, let everyone have theirs. Who are we to take away from somebody's celebration? If you don't believe they have it, so what? Whatever hurt. How come people don't practice this? Because I have a technique that works. I have a technique that fully works. A technique that fully works. It's called the scroll and pass. It's called the scroll and pass. If you don't like what you're seeing, scroll and pass. I don't sit there to thumbs down anybody's shit. I don't sit there to shit on anybody. It's if I don't like it, I just scroll and pass. By the way, it's sense need. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, sometimes you gotta rant. Sometimes you gotta make your point of just like how stupid this type of shit is. You know? It's like, yeah, haters are gonna hate and all that other stuff. I'm okay with haters hating me directly. Like, I don't care. Come in and talk shit to me. I don't care, whatever, but to shit on somebody who's celebrating a milestone, like, that's just shitty. Whether he got 100,000 subscribers, he got 50,000 subscribers, he got it. Like, let him have it. It's crazy enough as is. Some people grow differently. I got 13,000 subscribers and I have achieved that milestone over a decade of making content and uploading videos and doing live streams. Not all 13,000 people watch my video. There are subscribers that have subscribed to me 8 years ago and no longer are interested in tech videos. Or maybe they have since passed on. Has anyone thought about that? YouTube accounts get scrubbed every now and then. So like when I see, like, I get to like say 13,100 subscribers, and then all of a sudden I drop back down to like 12,900 subscribers, I know YouTube did a scrub.
What up, Tito?
What's going on, man? I'm trying to...
How's my sound, bro? Am I loud? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
That's weird though, because like Restream lately has been acting buggy for me, so it doesn't even show a window for you. So it's like you're like a ghost in here. We got your voice, but
okay. So what? I don't know. What's the layout compared to like StreamYard? Is it the same thing with the screens at the bottom?
It's on the side, which let me see if I can. Yeah, it doesn't even let me like you're in now. I have you in. Everyone on the live stream can hear you, but like I turned off my camera and now it's like just a wallpaper. It doesn't even show us. I don't even know what the hell happened to that.
I guess you had to pay for that feature to have video.
I have no idea. So I guess just to keep it interesting, I'm just probably gonna put an animated background or something. They can hear us, so this would be weird.
Yo, Tito, you were going in, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's like it didn't hurt me per se, like, you know, it affected me personally, but it really sucked. I saw Ace put up that he hit 100,000 subscribers, so I'm like, you know, I congratulate him like I congratulate any other creator that hits a milestone. And so I was like, cool. And then I like all last night I'm trying to sleep and I hear these notifications going off and I'm like, what the hell? Because I have notifications turned on for you, for him, and for several other creators on X. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So like I just ignore it. And this morning I wake up, there's like, you know, about like 10 or 11 notifications all about his posts, and it's people like, you know, debating him, like, oh, you bought viewers, you bought subscribers, you know, you're cheating and all that stuff. And I'm like, you guys really waste your energy to be Inspector Gadget and try to find out if he really did or didn't, and you're yelling at him, just admit it. Like, shut up, go about your day. Who cares?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of weird that they're so consumed by his milestone, but I mean, if that's not so, that's my kind of position. But also, like, how would they prove that?
There's really not a way of proving
it. Like, when you make claims on someone, shouldn't there be evidence or proof?
They're only going off of stats, right? Like the Digest Android account went ahead and pulled up the analytics for his channel, for Ace's channel, and was like pointing out stuff. And I'm like, okay, you know, you can get public information on that. There's sites that could pull up YouTubers' analytics and you could compare, but it still doesn't give you a definitive, like, he paid for subscribers. Only way you're going to know that's if you get his bank statement that shows that he's linked up with some sort of company that does it, because they exist out there. But I still don't know when you're going to prove it, but I still don't understand why people care.
Is it that hard to get 100,000 views? I feel like there's lots of channels with 100,000 views.
He got 100,000 subs. He grew really
100,000 subs, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you can hit your stride. You can hit the thing that makes you viral, and then you explode. It happens.
So how is that so? Like, are his videos not good?
I think his videos are pretty decent, and they get a good amount of views. Like, there's videos where he's reached 10,000 views. Some are like at 3.4 thousand views. So they're not like under 100 views. Yeah, he's at 100,000 subscribers. Nothing like that. So there's not a really big off inconsistency.
I don't know.
I don't know, I was
gonna say they got flags.
Yeah.
Going off about him. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure why all the energy put into it.
It makes no sense to do that. Like, rather than tearing down a creator, why not take part in his celebration? Why not collab? Why not use the opportunity? Like, even smaller creators could use the opportunity to connect with him, collab, and get some exposure for them, right? He's not a dick. You know, he's, I guess planning to meet up with me. He lives in my state. I've seen him on other platforms where he takes pictures when he goes out to like Sedona or, you know, like other places here in Arizona. He takes like photos with the Pixels, with the Galaxy S24, and they're really badass photos. And, you know, so he apparently wants to meet up someday with me. I'm like, yeah, you know, whenever you got time, I got time, we'll make it happen. But like, I don't get it. Like, people could do more positive than negative. It just seems
Some of
like they
those
love add negative.
some of those tech creators are just toxic, bro. It's just bad character, you know.
Yeah,
To view and approach someone like that, man, that's tough.
it
Because I
is.
mean, it says more about you as the hater, right?
Yeah.
It's not really about Ace anymore or whatever. Now it's you. Like, you're the problem. You're the one with the bad energy.
Yeah, I don't get people like that. They should be taking their time and actually like building their stuff. If they're really really invested in growing their YouTube channel and making that their way of, you know, supporting themselves, their income,
I
then
think what's weird, Tito, is it's not a competition, right? If your videos are good, people are going to watch it.
exactly.
And if so, person A's videos are good, somebody will watch it. If person B makes good videos too, they watch their videos too. There's no exclusivity to watching videos.
Yeah. And there shouldn't be. That is just, it's like they're trying to create that type of atmosphere. It's so stupid, you know?
You know what I think is the coolest thing, Tito?
What's that?
When you respond to my videos.
Oh,
Oh my god, that is the coolest thing, bro. I love it because it's an acknowledgement that folks are watching my videos.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So stuff like that like makes me happy. You know. So as a creator, someone who makes videos and content,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some people, their energy is just misplaced, man.
It really is. It's like it's not the best way to be doing things, honestly. It's not. And it really cramps it for a lot of people. That's why if people are wondering why in the tech space on YouTube, if we're starting to like have people disappear for a while, they pop up maybe like 6 months later and you're like, "Oh, I used to see you in my chat comments, you know, where you been?" A lot of them kind of flood away because they're sick and tired of the drama. You know, they come here for tech. That's what we do. People come to your channel to learn more about, you know, the networks, the the MNOs, the MVNOs, how the business is working. You got a great panel. I watched your podcast yesterday, loved it. Um, so people come to you for that. They come to you for an honest opinion about things because you don't BS anybody. No one gets bullshit from you. So they come to you for that. You know, people go to BTech to find like the great deals on devices. I mean, obviously his channel says what he does, budget tech reviews. He finds you really good devices that are low cost. Everyone has their niche on things, but when you have drama, when you have these channel battles, these arguments, things like that, it ruins it for a lot of people because everyone's just like, fuck this, I'm out. And they'll dip away. I'm like trying to fight for everyone to kind of come back together again and like, you know, do more collabs and stuff like that. Like I know I was, after that last drama that happened, I kind of like put myself in a box for a little bit and was just only trusting to a handful of people. I'm ready to come back out of that box and start working with some new people. Because there's new creators that I'm interested in that I like, you know, I think they could use a little push. There's even some of the other ones like Rishi from Altered Tech.
Did I remember Rishi?
Yeah, he's starting to come back little
okay,
by little.
That's good.
And so I'm like trying to stand behind his channel and show support so he keeps doing it. You know,
Nice guy. I remember he used to make some really nice videos.
Yeah, he makes some pretty good videos. You know, the homie Technoid. God, I love his videos, but yeah, I keep standing behind his channel and keep, you know, supporting, showing, you know, giving views, smashing like buttons, sharing it. I even liked it when him and Alter Tech actually did a collab together. That was a cool ass video they did, and I hope to see them do another one again. And then when, you know, he brings you on his channel and you guys collab together. So like, we need more of that. We need more of that collaboration. We need video responses. I intend to do more of them. I intend to respond to a lot of creators' videos. I
love those. I think those are great.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to boost more engagement traffic besides just, you know, typing out a comment. But if you make a video responding and you tag the creator, now you got like a web of videos that's all going to interlink and people can follow those trails. I mean, hey, if someone saw my response video and was like, oh, what's he talking about? And then they went to your video and watched your video, well, then it's great. It funneled them in and they can get they can get some insight on what you're talking about.
Speaking of that video, Tito, somebody said I was clickbaiting in my video.
Why? Because the title?
Yeah.
I mean, I get irritated of that clickbaiting shit because everybody does it. I mean, I did it with the last video where I said I'm an addict. I'm sure somebody watched it thinking I was like confessing to be a drug addict, and it turned out.
But that's not a clickbait. That's so when someone makes a title to encourage you, to coax you into clicking, that's not clickbait. I don't think people understand what clickbait is. Clickbait is when the title has nothing to do with the content in the video.
Exactly.
People don't really know what clickbait is. I would, of course, appreciate if folks would spread the word on what clickbait is. Clickbait is when the content in the video has nothing to do with the title.
Yep.
I took a quote from the article that I covered in my video and made it the title, and somebody said I clickbaited. How is that possible?
They don't know what clickbait is. I'll give people a prime example. This is the true essence of clickbaiting for those listening. If you title your video "Elon sells X to Donald Trump," and you click the video and it's Kitchen Nightmares episode 6 of season 2, that's clickbait. Has nothing to do with it. Your video was just, you were laying out the context of the article and the person, the rep from Verizon who quit and what he dealt with of quitting and what happened afterwards. I get it. You used what the guy literally was conveying about his story as your title. That's not clickbait because it has to do with what the title says. It's in the story. You're sharing the story. It's I don't know, it's weird. Everyone thinks you're clickbaiting when you're achieving something that they can't achieve. That's the problem.
What really doesn't make any sense is if I make a shitty title, then you don't click on the video.
Yeah.
You know, so like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So what I think is gonna happen is, I mean, I'm just gonna have to. You just have to ignore people. Unfortunately, like don't even respond to them in the comments. You just have to pretend like they don't exist.
Yeah. But it's sad to do that because, you know, you got to do it that way. Like the other way that YouTube has a method to filter out those types of stuff, you can't really be using those because it can actually filter out something that's genuine, and then you don't ever see that person's comments. So yeah, comment filtering I don't turn on my videos. Really, I don't care anymore if people say anything. They can huff and puff. It's a dog barking at the moon. I don't really give a shit.
The most powerful tool on YouTube is hide user. Because they'll sit there and type out some long ass response.
Yeah.
And like nobody will ever see it.
Yeah. Same thing on X. I know people were mad that X changed its policy on blocking. You can block people, but they can still see your post, but they can't comment on your post. And it's like, but you can still mute users and you won't see their posts. So just mute the user. Same thing on YouTube, you know, hide user. I use that. That's a handy tool because I don't have to deal with it. And they can huff and puff because they still type and they think they're still posting stuff. It just doesn't show.
Bro, some people are just miserable.
Crazy how the world has changed from like when I was a kid to what it is now. Like we had haters when I was growing up. But it was like hating on things like if you chose Nintendo over Sega or Sega over Nintendo. It never really got that extra where they just wrote an entire notebook because we didn't have internet back then like that. But if they took a notebook and wrote everything they hated about you because you chose Sega over Nintendo and then passed it around to the class to read. Like, we never went that far. It is so sad today, man.
It's weird, man. A lot of the antisocial, strange social behaviors we see online, you know.
Yeah, something happened. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get that bicycle for Christmas they wanted, and they're just, I don't know. I'm just like, leave the guy alone, right? Let the guy celebrate his 100K subscribers milestone. Do your own thing. Worry about your own channel. If you're not at 100,000 subscribers, then hey, you know, fix your craft and grow your channel. And instead of hating him, ask him. I'll ask another creator, like, what did you do that got you there? Where'd you notice that you started pulling in more views and gaining more followers? And I will pick their brain If it's something that I'm already doing, then yeah, I don't need to do it because I've already tried it and it didn't work out for me. But other stuff is
Hey,
like
Tito, you wanna reply to Chrissy? And
not to
in the
get off
chat?
subject, but do you know the status of Boost? What do you mean? What status? They're not sold to anybody. EchoStar still owns them. They're still building out their 5G network. They're still moving forward. That deal was only Dish Network satellite TV subscription that was sold off to cover the debt. It was like it was $1 that was the only cash value that was put out, right? Was $1.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was all the debt that Dish had that was going to mature in November. So now DirecTV has that debt now. They swallow that debt. So Boost Mobile is going to be around. They're not going anywhere. They just need to fix their whole postpaid prepaid thing. Because last night, one of the things that I mentioned it earlier, I don't know if you were in during the live stream when I said it, but the whole thing with the ID verification and credit check is if they're going to consider your account postpaid because you're financing a device. They still have no clear definition of who's postpaid, who's prepaid, because I'm still postpaid. My bills due after my bill cycle, but there's people on the same plan as me that are prepaid.
Yeah, because they offered the same plan.
Yeah, and they just subscribe. So I'm like, that confusion is gonna piss people off. Honestly, it already irks me because I'm afraid to add a line and they change it to prepaid.
If you're not financing devices, I mean, what's the advantage of having postpaid?
I have no idea. I don't even know why they even care. Like, they should just completely do away with it. Oh, the postpaid prepaid factor, like completely get rid of that lingo, and it's just Boost Mobile. Finance the device, and then you pay your device. That's it. I don't know. I find it strange. But yeah, don't worry, Chrissy. They're not going anywhere. At least not for now. I don't know.
Yeah, they just bought some extra time with that deal.
Yeah.
Got some extra money, some capital. They got the extension from the FCC to build out the network.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be around for a while longer.
Yeah, that was a Hail Mary. That was a Hail Mary play. Because I was even nervous.
Never count out Charlie, bro.
Good old Charlie. That's why whatever Charlie does, I guess now you shouldn't bet against him. Because if anyone can make it happen, Charlie can.
He's got 9 lives. He's a damn cat.
I just want to know if they're really seriously going to be pushing direct to device in the future. Like, if are they really considering it? Because I think
there's a long process to that, though.
Yeah.
Clearance from the FCC for airwaves, launching satellites. It's going to take some R&D.
Yeah, but that would be pretty cool, though, if they are considering it or if they're planning for it. Because, yeah, maybe not in the next 2-3 years, maybe 10 years from now, maybe. Who knows? But it still would be cool to see that happen. I mean, we are kind of making a step towards that with the SOS connections on T-Mobile and, so it's a thought. I wouldn't mind having direct-to-device from satellite for my data connection. That'd be pretty sweet.
When the terrestrial's not around, maybe.
Yeah. You gotta live in the Great Plains where it's mostly flat, not a lot of trees blocking your connection. I told my uncle about it, and he literally thought that they were going to make these little mini satellites that you connect to the back of your smartphone and have to angle it to the sky. I'm like, no. Eventually, they'll make antennas powerful enough to connect. But like you said, it takes time.
Well, user equipment's always the key factor. Stuff's got to stay small.
Yeah, it does. But as of right now, the biggest battleground fighting right now is AI.
Companies are using it to cost cut mostly.
Yeah, you definitely can see that.
Yeah.
Even at grocery stores now are implementing it in their self-checkouts. I'm like, wow, friggin' Safeway's starting to get their own self-checkout AI.
But shit's not getting cheaper, Tito. Shit's weird.
Oh, no, they're not. I'm like, yeah, I stay out of politics because everyone gets sensitive about that. I just want prices to go down, okay? I cannot keep doing $67 for 2 ribeyes that are like 1.5 inches cut. Like, Oh, man, nothing's going well. Actually, gas has been going down lately though, but I expected that to happen.
Always in the election season. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like my wife was happy because she was like $2.99 a gallon for gas. It used to be like 389, 379. And I'm like, yeah, because it's election. After election's over, and we'll start probably seeing it go back up, depending on who gets into office and whatever policies they have to try and make it cheaper if they ever try to do it. I trust nobody in government.
Facts, bro.
I trust nobody in government. I trust no candidate in what they say because they're only going to tell me what I want to hear to get my vote.
Well, they'll tell you what you want to hear. Like, they'll say, well, I'll do this and I'll do this. And then the follow-up question is, how are you going to do it? And then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work. So you no longer believe it.
Yep. Plus, too, like, there's some things that they promise you that I mean, well, if you took government and you actually, like, paid attention to government and studied, you would know that a certain promise they say is not something they can really deliver because it's not really within their hand to be able to make that kind of decision. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I gotta stay away from that. I pray every morning. I get up. I have my 30-minute conversation with my mom in my head. Do my meditation, do my prayers. And then I pray for cheaper gas, cheaper food, and a much better day than yesterday. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. That's my approach day to day.
Yeah. Anything that's beyond my control, I don't want to spend my time worrying about it. So I always...
Because you're not going to be able to go to sleep, bro.
Yeah. And I especially need sleep, you know what I mean? Like, my health, man, oh my God, my health sucks. So I have blood work being done to check for hyperthyroidism.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. So yeah, I take my sleep very seriously. You need to eat right, which I've been eating right, especially with my wife now, and like the way that she eats, it's been doing good for me. It's just weird because my body fluctuates. Like, I'm right now in my weight loss journey, I am teetering between 161, 165.
What's the goal?
I'm trying to get down to about 135 to 140.
Wow. That'd be a hell of a loss.
Yeah. I was at 205 earlier this year.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, Tito. 205. I mean, if you were 6 feet tall.
No, I'm only 5'4", 5'4" or something. I'm short. I'm really short. But like, I've just been adopting your method of things because when like you used to go live when you went to the gym to work out. And so
yeah, I did that a couple of times.
Yeah, so I make it an importance for me not only to do my meditation in the morning to get my head balanced, but then to eat, like, make good choices of what I eat, and then either I go jogging after my kids are at school, I go jogging around the neighborhood, or like I have my weight sets and my bench here and everything, and I just work out. I turn the Google Home on, blast some music, annoy my next door neighbor, and work out for like almost 2 hours.
Wow, it's a long time.
Yeah, it helps because I have like so much anger in me. So when I take all that frustration out, I'm able to like chill and do a podcast and be happy because I'm not thinking about things. I work all that energy out of me.
Find the things that are therapeutic.
Yeah, working out is very therapeutic. Anyone who tells me otherwise, they're like, it doesn't work. It works. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore. Well, I drink black coffee, not sweet coffee. If you put any sweetener or anything in it, I don't want it. Same thing with tea. Like, people make, like, when I take my kids to McDonald's to go eat because they want a Happy Meal, people look at me when I get like the non-sweet tea. I don't want sweet tea.
I occasionally put honey in my tea, mint and honey.
Honey's a good sweetener, but like the tea that they serve at McDonald's, that processed sugar shit, no, it's no good.
Can't say that I don't think I've ever had it.
Since being off of it for months, one time I did take a sip from my daughter's cup, and I felt weird. I felt like the vibes around me was like pulsing in and out. So like that refined sugar stuff really does do a big impact on your body.
Man, Jose's a good dude, man. Nice salute, Jose.
Oh, I don't have a buy me coffee link thing or whatever. I have Venmo. That's like the only thing I really
Hit the
have.
Venmo, Jose. Hit the Venmo.
I don't know if I even have the link to the Venmo in here. Hold on. Is this it? I gotta remember what my Venmo link is. Hold on. I'll give it to you. And I'll DM you, Jose, in a little bit. I'm not trying to log into all that stuff right now because like I still have apps I gotta sign into on the Pixel 4 XL. Like I have a friend that's like he's trying to unlock the bootloader. I'm like, bro, that's not gonna happen. Verizon locked down their devices.
Kind of phone?
Pixel 4 XL.
Oh, an oldie but moldy, huh?
Yeah. Because I want to put Evolution X on it and then run it on well, because I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to get the actual face unlock that the stock ROM uses to get it to work on Evolution X, because they use a different code for it, so it's not good for like banking apps. And it's, you can trip it up with a very high res photo, so I don't want that. I want it to be able to use the radar for 3D mapping the face. I'm slowly starting to get back into like working on ROMs, but like not building my own. I take other people's ROMs and I just start coding on it to enhance it better.
Yo, what up, Gil? What's going on, brother?
Yep, I still use PayPal. My PayPal is still the same. I think my sister-in-law's here. She's picking up like her son's birthday package that arrived here. She sent it to my place so he wouldn't see it. I have good tasty drinks, 900 milligrams of caffeine per day.
Jose, just drop the name, bro. Just tell him who it is.
I have an idea.
I think I drank. What I have today? You know what? Today I probably only had about 300, maybe.
Wow.
I'm definitely gonna be drinking more later, though. I don't know about 900 for today, but we're probably gonna pass 500. It's like a normal day, dude.
Nah. Black coffee is the way to go.
Like if I ever had to donate blood,
yeah,
they might reject me, bro.
Why's that?
Too much caffeine in there. You know?
You're on overdrive that if they connect you to the machine, your blood would just shoot out.
Thing is, I never get jittery. You know, it doesn't make me, weird and nervous or anything. It's just normal, and I love the taste of coffee.
So it doesn't have negative effects when you drink coffee, like
not at all. No,
yeah. That's pretty good.
I'm tempted to go buy some decaf so I can just drink it at like night.
Yeah,
like 8-9 o'clock. You know.
Oh yeah, keep the caffeination, the caffeine
so
out of it, so you don't.
So I guess it's not zero caffeine. It's like 5 milligrams in a cup. It's like super low. They're not able to get all of it out of there.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It won't affect your sleep though. So.
Oh yeah, I've got such a I don't know, resistance to it. 5 milligrams would probably wouldn't even phase.
Well, it's always good to have a hot beverage before bed too. It does actually relax. Well, for some people, it will.
I do
relax
ginseng tea sometimes, Tito, and I do chamomile tea as well.
Yeah, those are good. I use those. Like I brew myself a cup of tea at night. One for me, one for my wife, and it's like weird. Like a lot of my old habits are like changing over. Like my wife and I, we put our phones down now at about 7:30 at night. Maybe every now and then we'll pop on social media, but we don't stay on it as active as we do during the day. But we do like take our hour to just, talk and, just have conversations about whatever's going on in our head before bed. Get all the thoughts out of our head so that way we both can sleep pretty good,
Yeah, that's cool.
I know today she's pretty sad, but I keep telling her like not to worry about it. She actually, she accidentally dented the new car. And,
it's just a car, dude.
I was telling her, I was like, not to worry about it. Eventually, either
Tell her as long as she doesn't put a dent in you, we're all good.
Like when she told me that, like she was just like, because she went out to have dinner with her friends. They're planning the Halloween party that we're going to next weekend, and so I was like, When she said that I was gonna get mad, I was like tripping out. Like, why am I gonna get mad? She goes, she sent me a picture. She was like, "There's a dent in the new car," and my response was, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't get hit. The car got hit." I was like, "Well, you're the one that I care about. I don't care about the car. That's why I have insurance. you are not replaceable." So, and then she told me how it happened. She bumped a little pole that she could barely see. The pole was like maybe 3.5 feet tall. She was backing out of her friend's apartment and turned, and it bumped into it and dented in. So she was like all bummed out. I'm like, "This is fixable. I can fix this. Just like, give me next weekend, I'll have it fixed. You know, if I have to take that quarter panel off and, you know, bang it out with the mallet, I'll do it. But like, there's ways you can pop those dents out, no problem." So, but she's still sad about it because she's like, "I bought her the car." I'm like, "That's just because, you know, we needed another car, and I wanted you to have a nicer car." So to me, it's not a big deal. I don't send gifts with strings attached. If I do it because I want to do it for you, and I don't want nothing in return. But yeah, she's all right though. She's transferring her store sometime in the week or so. She's been headbutting with the actual store manager, and he's been very disrespectful towards her. Bro, it took everything in me yesterday. I was biting my lip that I literally bled. I was gonna go off on this guy, and I actually met him for the first time. It was like over the past like 2 weeks, she's been calling me crying because of the way that he speaks to her and how he talks about her. And I was just, I was like, she talked to her regional boss who decided that she would transfer stores to get her away from this guy. So when she went in yesterday to tell him like, "Hey, they're gonna take me. When can I transfer?" I was biting my lip because I just wanted to say something so bad. Kept my hands in my pocket.
So let me tell you why that's a problem. The solution isn't to move her. The solution is to move him. Right?
Well, she wants to go to where she's going. She doesn't.
No, I understand, but if from a business standpoint,
yeah,
you don't reward the behavior, right? Like if he's that bad, he's just gonna do it to someone else.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure, he's gonna do it to other people. Like right now, a couple of her employees at the store that, you know, are cool with her, that, you know, they like the way that, you know, she runs the store because she's fair with everybody. They're upset that she's leaving, and I told her it was gonna happen. The moment you decide to go to another store that you wanted to go to that's closer to home and everything like that, the people there, they were hoping you would stay. Of course they're gonna react that way, but they're happy for her. They just want to go with her. So everyone yesterday was telling her, like, if they have an opening in Delhi, let me know so I can apply for it and transfer. Like, but this guy, man, he's a real piece of cake, man. Why not report him to HR? I don't want to blow what she's done already, so I'm not gonna speak on a live. But let's just say HR is aware. That's about the most I'll say on that.
So Jose, 900 milligrams caffeine, and I'm still cool, calm, collected. It's the weight room, bro. I go into the weight room and I lift heavy. I do a ton of pull-ups, push-ups, chest presses, rows, deadlifts, squats. I lift heavy weight.
Awesome. That is awesome, man.
All that stuff gets worked out.
Yeah, it's a great way to relieve a lot of anger and tension. It really is. I know people hear.
Did I ever explain this to you, Tito? Why I lift weights?
I don't recall you did.
All right, so the reason I lift weights is because I have to stay dangerous. So like being like nice and like docile,
yeah,
and harmless, I can't live like that. I need to live with the possibility and the threat that if something bad is happening, I can completely terminate it. You know what I'm saying, Tito?
Yeah.
So I'm not aggressive. I don't have like anger management issues. It's none of those things. I'm chemically stable. You know, I'm you know, for the most part, a very cool, calm, and collected person. But I can be dangerous, and the threat of that existence keeps bad people away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when something bad is happening, I can terminate it. I can extinguish it. I can put an end to it. You know what I'm saying? I can disable the threat. And you know, like in society, we're taught to be harmless. We're taught to be like, you know, don't be threatening. I actually completely disagree. I need the person across from me to understand I am a serious threat. You know what I'm saying, Tito?
I know exactly what you're saying. I'm following you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So why do I stay fit? Why do I stay strong? Why do I lift weights? Why do I push myself to physical exertion points? I have to stay dangerous.
Jose. That's like a sign of need that some people didn't think about. But yeah, you do have to be that way. Because especially in this generation today, people will test, but they don't test the people that can push them to their limits. They like to test the people that they feel like they can wash over.
Bro, I've never attacked anybody in my life. I've never made an aggressive motion to anyone. But,
yeah,
you know, things can happen. And, you know, I'm the type of guy who likes to disable threats, opposing threats.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it, man. But I said for me, I do have a very short temper. My triggers that brings up that is when I see, it's usually when I see somebody that's mistreated, that didn't do anything wrong. I can't stand that stuff in public. And my wife hates that about me because I'll tell somebody, you don't just go up to a random person and just start messing with them because you feel like you're bigger than them and that you can do stuff to them. Like I don't dig that at all. Picking fights, I don't go and do. I don't go looking for the trouble. But in this city, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of trouble already. I don't like grown-ass dudes trying to talk to teenage girls. I hate that shit. I will yell at a dude at my girl's school. There's weird people like that here that do that. I'm like, what? I roll down my window and I start shouting at them. Put the spotlight on them so everybody can see them.
That is weird.
It is. This state is bad, bro. This is the reason I'm trying to get out of here. This state is like a hub for human trafficking.
Really?
Yeah. That's why my kids don't go anywhere, dude. Like my kids, people will say I shelter my kids. Yeah, I'd rather be looked at as a parent who shelters their kid, that where they're in my home and I can protect them with everything that I have in my home to protect them, than to let them go.
Shelter my kids. They must not have kids, whoever said that to you.
No, it's like I don't let my kids go outside and play. It's not like how it was when I was growing up. Like my dad would let me go outside, be home when the street lights come on. That was my curfew. I can't do that with my kids today because times has changed. People are weird. So it's like I can't let them just go in the neighborhood and hang out with people. But my daughter, luckily my daughter doesn't combat me on it. She's pretty cool about it. But when she wants to go hang out with her friends at the park, she's okay with me driving her to the park, parking the car, and staying inside my car while she hangs out with her friends. They stay right where I can see them. They don't wander off into the park. And they just, they hang out. They bust out their drawing books and draw and do their thing as if I'm never there. But she's cool with me being there to watch her because she's scared of strangers. I was like,
gotta protect those kiddos, man.
Yeah. That's why, for them, that's what it's all about. So when I see these weird guys, because there's weird people here that do that. They're at they're at my daughter's middle school. They try to talk to like the 8th graders that are coming out. You can't, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell parents how to raise their kids or how to allow their daughter to dress or their son to dress. I mean, that's their parenting. But I will not stand for a guy who's like in his 40s trying to talk to an eighth grader. Like, no way, no way, that's happening on my watch.
Is that real life?
That's real life, dude. That's real life. Maybe one day, if it happens again, I'll record a video and I'll DM it to you. It's a problem that happens in this.
This world is full of deviants, bro.
Yeah, it's terrible. And like my daughters, like they know they don't talk to strangers. They, no matter what, they don't talk to anybody unless it's me, their mom, their older brother, or their aunt. That's the only people that would be coming around their school to pick them up. Nobody else would ever be given that opportunity to go pick them up. But I pick them up every day, so they don't even really walk home. Every day it's like clockwork. I'm there ready to pick them up. I don't know. It's just weird here. That's why I got to get out of this state. It's bad. And we're a border state too, you know? So that's why it's here. It's because get them here, get them across the border, 48 hours. If you don't have a lead, it's a lot harder to find them. That's like one of the things that they teach in schools nowadays. Because like my youngest son, they just had recently just had the DARE program come in there and talk to them. And he came back with like all these little workshop pamphlets that he worked on, and in there they talk about human trafficking, and they give like, you know, some insight to it for parents to read, statistics and things like that. And it literally tells you if you can't get a lead on a missing person in 48 hours, the chances of you finding them like dramatically drops.
We got to start raising our kids to be dangerous, man.
Yeah. That's one of the things that, you know, trying to talk my wife into being on board with that. Cause like she got mad at me one time. I was teaching my oldest daughter, if she ever had to use a blade, if she, you know, if she was to stab somebody, how to stab and twist a blade to keep the wound open so it bleeds out more. My wife was like, "You shouldn't be doing that. She could use that against a student in school." I'm like, if you let them run amok out of control, yeah. But I would rather have her know how to hurt a man that's trying to abduct her than to not know how to physically defend herself against anybody.
Yeah, your wife's wrong.
Yeah, so it's something that when she's not around, I teach my daughters how to box, how to fight, pressure points, you know, things that I learned when I used to be a CO at a prison, a guard. You know, techniques on how to, you know, manipulate somebody to move the way you want them to move because of pressure points and, you know, like twisting limbs and things like that. That's why my daughter got into that fight and she won her fight. I still laugh because she still talks about that fight. She's so proud of herself. It's like,
she was prepared.
Yeah. She was prepared, and the people that the girl that fought her wasn't ready. She misjudged my daughter because my daughter's small. She is 12, but anyone sees her, she doesn't look 12. She looks like she's like 9 or 10.
I'm small. I mean, doesn't matter.
So I was like, I told my daughter, I was like, that's why they mess with you, because they thought you were the smallest of your, you know, group of friends. They thought wrong. Never judge a book by its cover. That's something that's been taught to us, you know, since I was a small kid. I've heard that quite a bit, and it's true. You know, anyone that I face with, regardless, I always think that person can do something, so I have to put them down quick. I never try to have a fight last longer than it needs to. I'm always trying to put them down fast. There's no rules in defending yourself and protecting what's yours.
Usually the best answer is to just walk away.
If you can't walk away, you need to put them down fast.
Sure. And then walk away.
Yeah. Oh. But they're good. They're excited for Halloween. So
it's
ready
a fun
for
time of the year, Tito.
It is one after another, man. It's I'm going as a Joker this year.
Yeah, I don't really get dressed or anything, but if I was gonna be something for Halloween, I think I would be Kobe Bryant.
Oh shit, bro! I would think you'd be the Hulk.
Yeah. My daughter would probably like that. She'd think it's funny.
Yeah, so I brought it up. Well, yeah, that'd be pretty dope. No, my wife is going as Harley Quinn, so I'm going as the Joker. But my
Oh,
kids,
cool.
they're like the Joker that I'm going as is the one from the Apocalypse universe. So the one played by Jared Leto with the long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going as him. And my wife's going as Harley Quinn, and my youngest daughter is going as Spider-Man, and my youngest son is going as Venom.
Oh, Venom's cool.
So like them two got the Marvel, me and my wife got the DC universe, and then my oldest son and my oldest daughter, they're going as characters from the anime called Bleach. So they got the Japanese anime thing going on. So
You know what's crazy, Tito? I don't even remember anime as a kid.
we didn't have it all that well. I mean, I grew up in the Philippines when I was young, so we had it there. I was surprised it made its way to the United States though, because when my dad came back to the U.S. from serving in the United States Air Force, came back to the U.S. and the things that I was used to watching when we were stationed in like South Korea or in the Philippines, they didn't have it here, or not much of it. I mean, they started to bring in like Sailor Moon. They brought in Power. Well, they made Power Rangers, but not the one from Japan, the original one that only had 2 Rangers. They didn't have that here in the U.S., but they did bring Power Rangers.
I remember Power Rangers, but it was like 5 of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first American version of Power Rangers was 5 of them, the red, yellow, blue, and black. But in Japan and in China, there was a Power Rangers before that one, and it only had the blue and yellow Ranger. So they kind of adapted that from, from like Southeast
it was the
Asia.
payroll, Tito. They couldn't pay the payroll, man.
I know. You saw the documentary about it?
No.
Oh man, when I saw the documentary about Power Rangers, I felt bad for a lot of them and how they were paid and how they were treated. Kind of sad, but yeah, not a lot of things came until what, like the beginning of the 2000s. You started seeing more stuff coming in.
Right. Yeah.
Now, like everywhere I go, when you go to like those cosplay conventions, there's like Dragon Ball characters, Vampire Hunter D characters, and it was like, wow, you guys actually know this
Tito,
stuff?
you know what we gotta watch, bro?
What's that?
There's a lady, I think she's Japanese, and she has a YouTube channel, and she does a breakdown of what they say in Street Fighter, like Hadouken and stuff. Like she explains what they're saying and what it means, and then she impersonates it and makes fun of it. Because you know, like how audio was back in the day, it wasn't like high quality, high definition, high fidelity, right?
Oh yeah. No,
so like,
it's not.
like Ryu he's saying Hadouken, like the way it sounds, but it's Hadouken, right?
Yeah.
And stuff, but like she goes through everything, and even the stuff that's like sounds way different. You know, like it's such a cool video, and I think it's probably cool. Like, I know some people do like response videos or like reaction videos. That'd be like one of those things that could work. Because I know you're like into the old school gaming.
I'll definitely check it out. And I think if you watched it, I think it's because of your channel that it was suggested to me, because I was watching one of your videos about Verizon. And then in the suggested, that video was there. I know who you're talking about now because I looked at it and like the thumbnail, you kind of see like what's happening. She's breaking down the sounds of what they're saying in the game. So I was like, so that's why
she's a nice looking lady, bro. She's real cute and like funny with it. So it's a very engaging video.
Now I'm definitely gonna check it out later. But yeah, I guess it popped up because you watched it. So that is because it is funny. Yeah, if people think about like my kids, they laugh at the video games that I play, the sound quality and everything like that, and it's like. But this was like cutting edge to us in like the mid 80s, early 90s. It was cutting edge.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. That's pretty cool. How's things going with school, man?
Can't complain, man. Trying to get kids into college. A lot of applications and stuff. Got to make letters of recommendation. So that's got me pretty busy. Still doing the day-to-day stuff, lessons, things of that nature. I'm super engaged with the student sports.
Yeah.
So I've gone to some soccer games, gone to some football games. It's been fun. It's been a good year.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I was honored for Teacher Appreciation Week or whatever.
Yeah.
By students on the varsity girls soccer team.
Oh,
so
wow.
So they gave me they honored us in the pregame of their second to last regular season game, gave us gifts and read us their little essays or whatever.
Man, I think one that's pretty cool. I know I have friends that my younger brother, he went to school, he wanted to become a teacher, but he's not going for it now. He graduated college, but he's not going into teaching and everything. And for me, I always thought that if I ever was to become a teacher, how rewarding it would feel, to know that you're help shaping the next generation going forward that's supposed to carry us on, because that's what it's all about. That's what teaching is all about, is preparing this next generation to continue on everything that we've worked hard for, what we've worked to build, and to even see them break into areas that we didn't think was possible. So I can only imagine that it's super rewarding for you as a teacher to to have those students, to be able to work with them, to build that relationship with them, and to watch them go off into the world and grow even more.
I followed them after college and stuff, when they got their LinkedIn profiles, where they get jobs at, their careers. I follow them even way after the fact.
Hell yeah, man. I bet that's hella fun. More than likely hella fun. And do you guys have fall break in your school district?
Nah, no fall break.
Yeah, someone was asking me that because I had said that my daughter.
Yeah, more of a college thing.
I don't know if it's a college thing. I just know here, the public schools here, they get a fall break. Last week they had a week out of school just for fall.
Wow, I didn't know they did that one.
I didn't remember that growing up because my son. The other day I picked up my son from the bus stop, and then we went to go to the store and buy some Lunchables for him and his sister, and he starts he's so inquisitive, so he starts asking me about when I went to school and stuff. He was like, what was first grade like, second grade? And I was explaining to him, I'm like, in first grade, I was always trying to do my work really fast because I wanted it to be first to be done so I can go play with the spaceship Legos and build spaceships until we were getting ready to learn our next subject. And I was telling him we didn't have fall break. We never had that. We went to school. We started school in September. We went to school all the way until, towards the end of November is when we got our first break because Thanksgiving. And then we got winter break for Christmas. And then you got spring break, and then that was the last break you got until summer.
Yeah, the doldrums of May.
Yeah. So, he just kept picking my brain on it. He was like, what was kindergarten like? I was like, oh, my kindergarten teacher, she was really awesome because she loved to bake. So she had an oven, a stovetop oven in her classroom. And every morning my sister would drop me off to my classroom. And my sister did it only because she knew our teacher was baking oatmeal cookies, chocolate chip cookies. And so she would give my sister a fresh cookie out of the oven. But I'm but my kindergarten teacher was all about that, and that was our daily routine was ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, the worksheet papers that you trace the letters, and then you had to do the letters yourselves with the 3 lines. Yeah, we did all that type of stuff. Shapes, we would get boxes with a bunch of shapes, and you had to match the shapes to get them back in the box. So we were learning shapes, colors, things like that. We were taught how to recite our home address. And so he's looking at me and he's just like, oh, we don't do that in my class. I'm like, well, what did you guys do in kindergarten? Because I'm pretty sure they taught you some things. And so he starts mentioning it, and it's it's the same, but it's it's done differently. And I told him like teaching evolves over time. The way that teachers taught back in the 50s is different from the 80s. It's going to be different from the 2000s and then the 2020s. You know, very different.
Yeah, it's done in a way that's the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Like to not upset parents.
Yeah. My youngest daughter, like she and I got into a debate because she got sick, so she missed a few days of school, and then she was falling behind. And I forgot what subject she was falling behind on, but she had a quiz coming up, and I'm like telling her like, look, I don't see how you're falling behind when your teacher puts everything in Google Classroom, and we have computers in the house. You are more than welcome to access Google Class from the house because we have all the documents from the teacher and the curriculum layout. And it also says how they can log in at home so they can study, they can grab material. I'm like, it's not like when I was growing up where we were handed paper packets. You guys have this stuff saved on the internet. Just log in. Like, but she's too focused on her conquest to destroy this guy on Fortnite that she's been challenging one-on-one. I'm like, the games, they'll be there. You need to get back on with her studies because that's how she is. She always starts off late and then she like picks up everything faster like towards the end of the year and all her grades just start skyrocketing. I'm like quit waiting till the last second.
Yeah. Start cutting it close, man.
Yeah, she always does that, and that's what gets on my nerves. It's like, why? One day you're gonna cut it so close that you're gonna fail.
What if something bad happens at the end?
Yeah. Like sometimes I tell them things to let their brain kind of think and figure it out, but other times I'm just ready to flip the card and show them this is what it is if you do this. Like, you gotta pick your battles on these debates. It's like, she's like very hard-headed, but I know that a lot of her hard-headedness and the reason that she is the way she is nowadays, she's worried about her grandpa and she still misses her grandma.
Yeah, the kids, it's harder to deal with those situations. They don't really have the emotional intelligence to do it.
Yeah.
The experience and stuff.
Even though like she talks to me and everything, because I know not long ago the school offered free counseling for her. She like doesn't want to do it, and I'm like talking to her about it. Like maybe talking to somebody that's not me and not your mom might be good for you to feel like there's no boundaries for you to say what you want to say and get it out. So
sometimes they can help you see things differently.
Yeah, different perspectives. Because I always tell my kids, I'm not the genius. The way I see things is not 100% correct. I may not see things that might be more beneficial for them. That's why it's always good sometimes to get outside help. But yeah, we'll see if she ever takes the idea. I don't want to force her into it because then I don't want her to like have to be fully closed off because I forced her to do it. So no. Yeah, a lot going on in the household. My mom's anniversary of passing is coming up soon. As I've been like working out a lot, trying to stay busy too. It's to like, keep my mind occupied off of it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I don't know. It's different for everybody. That's one thing that I like to tell people. Like, my wife watches TikTok every now and then, and like she mentioned to somebody who was like trying to help people get past the loss of a family member. And I told her, like, I wasn't trying to be mean, but I said that person's full of crap because everybody processes death and processes, losing a family member differently. For me, it feels like that there's an empty void that can't close. She's gone.
Tito, that may never go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just, it's a part of you. It becomes who you are, and you're always just coping and dealing and remembering the good things. Like you find ways to celebrate the wonderful things, right?
Yeah.
That's just kind of how the march marches on, and sometimes I think you have to reflect on what happens to you when it's your time. You would want people to march on, right?
Yeah.
See, that's kind of how I think about it, but it doesn't change all the wonderful things and the good things and the good times,
Yeah, it happens to everybody, you know. Like we all gonna lose somebody that we love and care for, and the ones that love and care for us, you know, they're gonna lose us one day. My daughter, you know, she's like just fighting really hard with it. I think she's taking it just as hard as I am. So like, you know, to put her at ease sometimes, like anytime she asks me anything about my mom, I don't hesitate to just tell her. Like, what types of foods did she cook? What did she like to eat? What was her favorite movies? What did she and I do when we lived in Washington or when we lived in Guam, wherever we lived at? You know, I would always share these stories so, you know, my daughter she can understand too that you got to make those memories with your parents too. You know, because I won't be here forever.
Yeah, true.
So, and they do. God,
they'll understand it better as they get older.
Everything with them now is they're attached to me and they're attached to their mom, and I don't shun them away for that. You know, if they want to come in my room and watch movies and just hang out with me in here all day, fine. Come inside here, hang out with me all day. I like to joke around with them. I like to make things interesting. I like to take them out to the park, go walking together, and we all play photographer with our phones and take pictures of birds, plants, flowers. But we, you know, have fun talking or we go fishing together. Like I do so much things with them, so they have the memories. So they'll always have those memories of me to go to when they need me.
Always have things that you guys do together. You know, I don't want to call them rituals, but, you know, your family customs, like the things you want to do together. And make those things regular and make them predictable, make them repeatable. You know?
Yeah. I told my kids too, I was like...
Because they'll take it with them, Tito. They'll be they'll be parents at one point and be like, I used to do this with my dad. I used to do this with my mom. You know?
Yeah, no, I'm doing that right now with them. Like the things that me and my dad used to do. Like I took my son to go look at airplanes. This is like what me and my youngest son love to do.
It doesn't have to be the same thing. It just has to be things that you guys have together, right?
Yeah, but this thing is like something that's so cool my dad taught me and I'm teaching my son now. So like my son could literally put up, like he can point out airplane models to you. Like if you ever came to visit and you were talking to him. Because that's something that me and my dad did. My dad, you know, he's a hydraulics mechanics for airplanes. That's his career. So he taught me things that he knew, even though he knew I wasn't going to be a mechanic for an airplane. He just still taught me things to know things. And I started doing it with my son. Like we'll go and right by the airport, there's like an area that I could park at that's near the runway. And I'll point out planes. I'll tell him what model it is, how to determine how it's that model, like what things to look for. And like we have like hot dogs and like a couple of drinks. Like he'll get us like his soda. And we'll just sit and we'll watch the planes and he'll ask me like, why is the engine like on the tail of the plane and instead of, you know, just on the wings only? And I'll explain to him why. But yeah, we do that. We take a lot of family trips together. My kids are very inquisitive, so we kind of like to go to places that have some sort of historical, you know, thing. Like I got to take my son to Jerome, Arizona, my oldest son. He's got a college project. So my kids are excited because Jerome, Arizona is like one of the most haunted towns in America. And I think we're going next week, but yeah, they're all excited for it. They want to know what happened in that town. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll get the tour.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of the kids, I do have to get going because we are actually heading out in a little bit. So I realize it's like 2:03 p.m. my time, bro.
Tito, you're the best, man. It's always good talking to you, man.
Yeah, it's fun to hang out and just have these discussions, bro. It really is.
You're the best, bro.
Yeah, we'll do it again for sure, man.
Thanks for sharing the link.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you in here. It helped calm me down because all that mess from X was already starting to agitate me. I think you already
I figured.
So that's all good. Everybody, thanks for listening. Those that stayed and continue to listen, I appreciate you guys. If you're not subscribed to Sneed Mobile Tech, please do so. Subscribe to his channel. I would definitely appreciate that. And I will talk to y'all later.
We're at it.